it's very obvious that this whole season is just, let's wrap it up. Okay, the Night King's gonna come and
wrap it up, B. You better wrap that gavel up. Absolutely, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but I think they hit enough beats, at least for me, where I'm like, okay, I can be content with this finale. It didn't hit me like Dexter, and a lot of people gave those comparisons. Did you ever watch Dexter?
No, but I heard it's taught me that like a show has to have a good finale, otherwise it'll become like Dexter or The Sopranos or one of those.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and so I don't think the finale personally was that polarizing, in my view, in my wife's view, and I got to watch it live, and okay, number one, I would say I highly recommend the books. I really think that you need to get a hold of the books, and I think that you would enjoy in a completely different way than you enjoyed the show. And what you'd also notice that some of your favorite lines from the show are actually ripped straight from the books. Like that was this, and you can kind of see, okay, I like the way they did it in the book better this time. There's quite a few occurrences that I prefer the way they did it in the show. I think that the way all the Dothraki died with the torches is something you have to show on film. Like you couldn't write it and show the same thing that we saw when we saw those torches go out one by one. That was just a really cool, visual kind of thing. But number one, I would recommend the books. Number two, I want to tell you that I saw the finale twice. Once last night by myself, and when it was live, and I was so critical of it, and I had all these problems with it, and I said, this person wouldn't do this. How did he just go up to Grey Worm and be like, I killed the queen, and they didn't die? Why didn't Drogon kill him? Like, all of these things are kind of anti what we built up. And then I watched it again with my wife and my dad, and we all watched it together, and you know what? We were shocked when we were supposed to be shocked. We were reacting, I got to see their faces when Jon stabs Daenerys and stuff. And I thought, it's not just about Game of Thrones. Okay, Game of Thrones is not just for nitpicky people. It's, there's a lot to enjoy for everything. And number two, even when Game of Thrones is at its worst, it's still one of the best shows on television. Jon Snow's voice alone, this such commanding voice that's you lean in every time he's about to talk because you're going to hear a Jon Snow line, right?
I haven't given you permission to leave.
With respect, Your Grace, I don't need your permission.
Still doing that shit, Andre?
I mean, just that alone. Game of Thrones has some magic. Game of Thrones has some X factor, I think, that made it so much fun to watch. Even when there was all of these flaws, it was still one of the best shows on TV.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I watched, by the way, the YouTubers that everyone needs to watch, especially when it comes to Game of Thrones, is Alt-Shift-X, In Deep Geek, and
I like Alt-Shift-X.
Talking Thrones. Great channels. You all need to watch those, because if you don't have enough time to read the books and you're looking for different theories and this, that, and the other, watch those. Those are great. And there's plenty others too, but those are the three that I mainly watch. But one of them, I can't remember who it was, but one of those three, were talking about how, we need to, I think it was Alt-Shift-X, and he mentioned look, man, we should all be happy that Game of Thrones even exists, and we should be happy that Game of Thrones is as successful as it is, because George, he wrote those books with the sole intention of not being able to be filmed in any way, shape, or form, with the sex and the murder and the magic and the highest fantasy dragons, Valyria, blah blah blah, and yet here we are. It's the biggest TV show, and it has been the biggest TV show for quite some time. And
we're lucky. We really are.
We are so lucky as nerds who love dragons and magic and swords
fighting,
and how crazy is it that this show even exists? And I'm like, wow, he's really right. He's totally right with this. And we get so caught up on the little itty bitty details, and we fight with each other because, we're so emotionally attached to these characters, and we just seem to forget, man, this show is available to the whole world right now, and everybody loves it. Not just the nerds. The nerds really love it, but the
nerds love it so much they hate every episode.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe
so,
maybe the fact that like nobody obsesses over a bad show, right? Maybe just the fact that we care this much about it is a testament to the quality of the show.
that's a great point. That's a great point.
Hey,
You're
did you
right.
notice that like the shadow of my headphones actually looks like a comb over? Like it looks like I have two Homer Simpson hairs that somebody has like plucked this way. I'm gonna
Yeah.
we'll work on the lighting for next time. We can just move on and try not to see that every time you look at me from now on. I should have saved it till the end.
You look great. Very handsome.
Thanks, Shane.